3 weeks. So she's ready. Well, she's going to roll. She's going to roll. No, roll.
Oh, she's going.
She's going in 3 weeks.
She's going to school.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. So we'll be there.
Yeah, you go in September.
The end of September.
Oh, she'll be there. Really?
Yes, September 24th.
What are you going to do that for?
10 days.
Oh, I'm going to tell her that. Maybe a second. I don't know. What are you saying?
I don't know. I get it.
We just got an Airbnb at the summer.
He is good. I think so.
Were you able to get a hotel?
Well, we're running one of those.
Oh, you went one of those.
things.
Yeah.
What was nice about this one, we stayed in one place. It's cool.
Appreciate it. Hello.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear, I thought I heard my name. I'm sorry.
We were happy to see you.
Happy to see you too.
Thank you. My neighbor took me tonight.
Oh, that's great.
So nice. How are you doing?
Good, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah.
I'm going to another doctor tomorrow. Tomorrow's my cardiologist. And all that makes us my cholesterol count is good. Can't make this normal days. It's like change. Thank you.
Where's your house?
He's in the ocean.
Chamber meetings on?
He calls it emergency swim afterwards.
Oh,
So guides over a house. I don't
used to do that when the kids were little, the office trained, come in and be like, let's go, and look at the car, and
They
they
drive over and enjoy it so much. It was beautiful. And it was a lot of
Full of energy.
sweetness, the home runs last
It is, right?
Hopefully we won't have to pay.
Yeah, I know, desperate.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know, at least he's still in the budget.
you know,
I guess that
you know it's going to happen before. Well, we hope.
This is the truth.
You did the presentation.
And I have all the, and, they said, no,
Yeah, no, I can't.
yeah, I'm signed it.
Yeah, I did.
Hi, how are you? Yeah, this is the board meeting. Yeah, so, yeah, the mayor will be getting to you. Good. How are you? Good. Yeah, so the board is. Easy compared to how you do hours a day. Yeah, I have a good friend's son who's 60s out in 60s. Yeah, it's tough, right? Yeah, so he's yeah. I believe he was with somebody.
You're my backup. I know, I heard.
Well, God bless you.
My neighbor came.
How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I don't know where to sit. It's my first time here, so I don't want to be
The next time is if you sit in the front, they're gonna call you first.
Yeah, you're out of here.
Okay.
Hold on. You're doing 14?
Yeah, for today.
Oh, not normally?
Not normally. Yeah. I bounce around.
There's something 314 on Friday. They're coming down over there. Toward
And then, he comes across, to get 2 illegal things, and 314 came.
I don't know if he's heading to some side, I don't know. Drive.
I'm thinking, man, not nothing, bro. Who's in my
It's not our squad because we were in the evenings and last Friday we were off. So it was a different squad.
You see 314, you tell them just what happened.
He said, sit right
All right, first of all, they're gonna ask you, this is gonna happen. You're gonna say what's going on. And then they're gonna ask you, okay, what actually happened? You're gonna say, oh, we can't bring out our information. And then you're gonna say, oh. You have information?
Everyone please stand, please, for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing in honor of those serving in the military. Great, thank you. I'd like to thank everyone for coming tonight. Make a motion to approve previous board minutes of July 7th, 2025. Do I have a second? Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Suffolk County Police. Come on. You'd like to stand up? That'd be great. Thank you for coming tonight.
No problem, sir.
Just generally, I think this is your first time here, right?
Yes, sir.
Generally, you just say lock your cars and stuff, and there's some minor stuff going on.
Yes.
But we do have some questions, and if the residents have any questions, they'll ask after we discuss things with you, okay?
Okay.
All right, Bill, do you have anything you want to start with?
No, just looking at the report that we have here. Motor vehicle theft on Alice.
Do you have anything more than what we have here as far as with the incidents?
No, they didn't give me an incident report in regards to that, but I was actually one of the assistant officers, so I remember that call. Yeah, they're pretty much the detectives are working on acquiring additional information. There was also one in, there was one also, I believe it's Ackerson. But I know there's been a few lately, like motor vehicle offenses, as far as cars actually being stolen, and then also people entering cars, like, as you said.
Yeah.
Whether the car's been unlocked or
Where have you had that? The cars being broken into?
cars being broken into. It's been, I mean, I'm gonna break it down by sector, but it's like closer to 13 seconds, so it's a more borderline West Bay Shore and West Side area. It's not too far, but like still people can get access for all business.
Was the car theft, was the keys left in it, was it, did you use a responder thing, you know, that such a thing?
So I'm not exactly sure.
Okay.
I wasn't the primary officer, but I know the one that I was assisting one of the officers, the person that got their car stolen, they still were, the keys were still on that person.
Okay. So have you guys seen a lot of those respond, you know what I'm talking about, where they have the repeaters, they basically go between your car and your house, and if your keys are within a certain spectrum range, they'll actually unlocks and starts your car?
I've heard about it, but I've actually seen it in this area now.
Okay.
But I've heard about it. I know what you're referring to.
Do you know of any incidents in the village where we've had cars getting broken into recently?
Let's see if we have any here. We'll just provide this 10 minutes prior to all in.
Because we haven't heard anything. Right, Jeannie, in the office? No, it's been at least a month since we've heard anything. I know not everybody always reports it to us. We want them to report it, so that we can add to the statistics. But so far, it's been a quiet summer, which is a good problem to have.
Yeah, exactly. All the paperwork I have here is none of them pertain to a car being broken into.
Right.
What is the drug narcotic fence on?
The drug
Yeah, was that on the street, or was that in a house or a car?
It says Windsor Ave,
routine traffic stop.
Oh, yeah.
It happens sometimes. It's right there in plain sight. Sometimes people have stuff, and essentially we just put the places in custody. They also had a container of alcohol as well. Yeah, pretty much all this. The person's placed on the arrest, they had narcotics. They also had a container of alcohol.
Do any of the residents have any questions for the police officer? Nobody? Okay, great. Thank you. Chris?
Does he have anything to do with this?
No, that was Trustee Petter had asked for that. We just got that a couple of days ago, and it shows the last 3 years what they've done in our area, and we haven't really got a chance to go through it yet. But we did see an increase in the police doing stop signs in the village, which we appreciate on Windsor. But it shows here that most of the stops, people are just giving warnings. So, again, we're going to start looking into it. All the residents got this also. So if they get a chance, you can start looking at it and have questions the next time. So,
Windsor has been a problem for quite some time.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it says basically over the last 3 years, there's been 135 traffic stops in the village in 3 years.
What was that number of cars?
What did we say? Windsor is like,
Windsor gets 5,000 cars a day north of Sunrise Highway, which that number to us is a big number. North of Union, sorry. And then Orinoco from Windsor going toward West Islip is 4,000 a day. And according to the traffic study, the Orinoco is the fastest block we have, and that's why on our agenda tonight we're looking to add a couple of stop signs along there to try to slow people down a little bit. So anytime you guys want to stop, get tickets, you're more than welcome to free. All right.
especially with the residents.
Yep. All right, fine. And nobody else from the officer? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, man. Have a safe night.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, report of the mayor and the trustees. Trustee Fawcett, would you like to start?
Sure, Mr. Mayor. DPW's been busy, obviously helping with run through the pumps. What else do we have going on? We have just had the actual social. We had the cocktails at the canal. There was one other event in there too that we had, and they've also obviously been clearing out the trash. We have a lot of events in the evening, so they're picking up a lot of garbage every day, routine maintenance, cleaning drains, and then of course we got our very own Chris Pace here working very diligently at the lakes. I've got a lot of great comments from people, so I've been taking credit for you, but thank you, so I appreciate it. We can continue to clean up around the lakes. As per DEC, we're allowed to cut windows into the hedges, so we did that over the last couple of weeks so that people could enjoy looking at the lakes. For the stuff we had going on. We replaced some of the sand at Pacific Park. Camp is about to end, so I'm sure that our DPW will be over there getting that scooped back up. I believe we had 100-something campers this year, so it got well used. And that's about it for me, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Pat. Trustee Pettit?
So our traffic survey for the village was completed, obviously. We're looking now at the plans that the company recommended, and hopefully we'll get together before this working meeting and try to put some ideas together. As you see on the agenda, there's multiple stop signs on the agenda to be improved. Speed bumps were added on the service road leading to Woodland off of Montauk Highway. Based off of, I ended up getting in touch with Captain McKee from the 3rd Precinct. He's the new captain there. He sent me a breakdown that you see in there of the last 3 years of traffic stops. And we know based off the traffic survey that there's a good amount of speeding going on in the village, and there's been, over the last 3 years, 1 speeding warning. So it's not something that's being enforced. So it's something that hopefully we'll be able to use the traffic survey and do what we need to do in order to help the situation. Like the officer said, and like you pointed out, since Pro Protection has been patrolling, we haven't had any incidents of cars being broken into. All I've heard is positive things. I'm not sure what's coming in on the email, but anybody I speak to seems happy about it. Yeah, I saw that. I think it's about it.
Okay, great. Trustee Del Vecchio?
Not too much to add. It is August. We have a few more Thursday family fun nights down at Long Beach. Please come by. There's food trucks on Mondays, Thursdays, and Sunday. We have our smoothie truck. That's all we're doing.
Okay, great. All right, Trustee McNulty?
Mr. Mayor, met with Bayshore Fire Department Chief John Polito and asked him what the village can do for the fire department. And they asked for a little longer lead time on any request that we have for them. They also asked what they can do for the village, and I asked, and I told them that I could change a thing, things are well. I spoke with 2 Suffolk County PD sergeants in the village sectors, and asked the sergeants to ask their cars to drive through the village on their way to get coffee. And I have noticed an increase in police cars in the village. I have not yet met with the Bright Waters Rescue Ambulance Chief yet. I will see him at a next incident. I have a field report for the incident that happened on the canal on Friday night. You'll allow me.
Yeah, go ahead. Thank you.
This is the report I filed with the fire department. At 9:09 p.m., the Suffolk County Police Department, Bayshore Fire Department, and the Bayshore Bright Waters Rescue Ambulance were alerted to a call with a vehicle in the water at 152 Concourse east of White Waters. Bayshore Fire Department responded under the direction of Chief of the Department John Polito Jr. along with 2 assistant chiefs, the dive team, fireboat, and heavy rescue squad. There were 2 nationally accredited safety officers on the scene, myself being one of them. The Bayshore Bright Waters Rescue Ambulance responded with an assistant chief, 1 paramedic, and 1 ambulance. There were 6 Suffolk County Police sector cars, as well as emergency service unit number 4 on the scene. The West Saxon Fire Department was called for mutual aid for their fireboat. The Bayshore Fire Department used their winch off their heavy rescue truck, and the car was winched off the dock. The dock was inspected by Bright Waters DPW, and there was no damage to the dock. Due to good practice and procedures, that led to no injuries. The Village of Bright Waters Code Car was called by me and told to respond to the command post where we shared information to be reported to the village clerk. And Chief and Polito declared the scene under control at 9:36 p.m. On Saturday, the next day, we had another call down at Mama Santini's around 2:30 in the afternoon to smoke in the building. The building was not evacuated. There was a party going on. They did have smoking in the kitchen. I called the code car for traffic and filed a report with the clerk. And that's about it.
The woman who almost went over the bulkhead,
Yes.
was it someone at one of the houses that just kept going?
Back down the driveway, which never saw me.
It was
The
very,
rear wheels went off.
Okay. So there was nobody
She got out of
leaving,
the car.
there was nobody leaving the function at the top of the canal, right?
my understanding was she was leaving her daughter's house, she's older, and she got disoriented because all the cars were leaving, and she just stopped, forgot to hit the brakes.
Okay. All right, great.
That's
Like,
all I have.
just, as far as like contacting the fire department, we've gone through different captains and things over the years, so if there's someone in particular, please, between you, please talk to Jeannie and just make sure we're talking to the same person.
No problem.
All right, that would be great. Thank you. My report, I just have a couple of things. The camp ended on Friday, and Maria Donnelly did a great job again. We had 105 campers this year, and they do a great job. It's a 1-month camp. It's a sprint. The Moonies from Fire Island Ferries take the kids over to Fire Island for 1 day. The fire department comes with the hose. So it's a really quick but very active camp, and we only get nothing but praises for it. So Maria does a great job, and I assume she's going to be coming back next year for it. We keep the price of the camp to cover the cost of the camp. We don't look to make money on it, but we make it affordable for our residents, and I think they appreciate that. Pat had mentioned the speed humps. If anybody wants to check them out, they're on the service road coming north from Montauk. We put 2 there. Residents, I think you got 1 request, and I got 1 request. They had a 3rd there. So we'll take a look at that. We're waiting on for some numbers from Land Tech, and then we're going to make a proposal to do something with the bottom of Lombardi or Orinoco and Lombardi Beach. The people who did the traffic study recommended some things, so we had Land Tech there pricing up some different options for us, and when we have our mid-month meeting, hopefully we'll start reviewing what they're suggesting to do. And really, that's about it. Just the Snapper tournament is on the 20th. That's at Gilbert Park. It's a great event. We charge $5. You get dinner, you get bait, and it's a good night out. That's on the 20th, Wednesday the 20th. All right, that's all I have. Next thing on the agenda is a public hearing on local law 5-2025 to amend 119-4 stop intersection designated. This proposed section shall be added to 119-14 as follows. Orinoco Drive and Peters Boulevard, stop sign for traffic east and westbound on Orinoco Drive. Orinoco Drive and Peters Boulevard, stop sign for traffic eastbound and westbound on Orinoco. So these are two different locations. One is right by Mama Santini's, where you come out of Mama Santini's. You got the side block there, and then the other one is by the beer distributor. We had mentioned before, Orinoco gets 4,000 cars a day, and that's been clocked as the fastest block in the village. So the idea of this is to try to slow down the traffic, especially coming from West Islip as they're entering the village. And I talked to Graham Associates, who's on the corner. I talked to the guys from Mama Santini's. They don't have an issue. But this type of public safety issue is more of a board issue with input from the residents. So I'd like to make a motion to open the public hearing. Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, does anybody on the board have anything before I open it up to the public?
Are we going to put the lines down?
Yeah, we'll put the stop lights down. Anybody over here? Okay. Anybody in the public have any? Chris?
Does this include?
Could you say your name and address, please?
Chris Bates, still live at 506 North Windsor.
Should have kicked you out there?
She's gone for a month. Does this include having a crosswalk in Mama Santini's?
Right now, the discussion of these two stop sign areas. If you want to discuss the crosswalks, we can do that in the open part of the meeting. Any?
For the first one, Mama Santini's, I understand slowing people down, but that's really narrow. Is that going to be a problem with people coming from the four corners and not getting backed up, or that's just going to be a stop sign that people want?
I don't know why it would be backed up. Well, the cars are still, if one car is going at a time, how would it get backed up?
I mean, North Windsor gets 4 or 5 cars backed up.
If it becomes an issue, then we'll have to address it then. But that's one of the spots that the traffic study actually had recommended to us. They didn't say anything about the other corner, but one of their recommendations on the survey is to put a stop sign there. So now that we've paid money for this study, we want to try to not be guessing all the time on where to put these things. So that's one of the places that they suggest too. That's something that I had kind of been in favor of, but now with the professionals saying, I think it's something that we should try.
Does that include stop sign coming from Mama Santini's?
Right now, you have stop signs go from the north and the south, so you get both ways on Orinoco and get those stop signs. It'll become a 4-way stop sign.
Do we have 4-way stop signs?
Yeah. Yep. Anybody else for the stop signs? Okay. Make a motion to close the public hearing. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to vote on these now. Does anybody have any problem voting them to no? I make a motion to approve stop signs at the intersection of Orinoco Drive and Peters Boulevard and Orinoco Drive and Powers Boulevard. Do I have a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Great. All right. One of the other locations that we've been reviewing is down by Walker Beach on Shore Road. There's no stop signs going east and west. So people shooting to the yacht club, people shooting out of the yacht club. We have a lot of people walking in the area. We have a lot of people coming in and out of Walker Beach, but there's no stop signs there. So I've been spending a lot of time down that way, and I feel these are places that would definitely enhance putting some stop signs. So let's see, I'll make a motion to call for a public hearing to be held Monday, September 8th, 2025 at 7:30 at Village Hall, Local Law 6-20205 to amend 119-4 stop intersection designated. This proposed section shall be added to 11-14 as follows. West Shore Road and South Bay Avenue, stop for traffic eastbound, westbound on West Shore Road. West Shore Road and Bayway Avenue, stop signs eastbound, westbound at West Shore Road. Make a motion to have the public hearing. Do I have a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, so that's the next one. All right, the next thing, we had a public discussion at the last meeting. So it's for the property at the end of Concourse West. We're not designated as an official park, but we're looking to name it in honor of the Rising family. We received a petition with 80 names on it, and we've spoke to the Rising family about it. So I'll make a motion for permission for the village to name the vacant village property at the end of Concourse West, the Al and Neil Rising Overlook, and install a bench with a plaque inscribed as follows: Al and Neil Rising Overlook, dedicated by the Rising family, 8/17/2025. Make a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, great.
I have a question about that.
You can go. Yep.
Okay. My name is William Craig, and I live at 1 Concourse West. I feel it's the wrong location for this bench. I feel it would help the village of Brightwood, its residents at all. I think different, it's not.
Speak up, please.
Excuse me?
I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. The area isn't accessible.
Well, it is acceptable to the residents who walk and ride their bicycles who
Yes.
live down in that area.
But,
Use it.
How will other people get there? How will Mr. Rising get there?
Listen, it's already been voted on. The issue has already
You've
been
been voting on,
finished.
but you didn't hear mine.
At the last meeting, we had a public discussion. You had ample time to discuss it then. We gave you a month to put anything in writing to us. Nothing has come. So as far as we're concerned, the issue is completed, and we'll be monitoring if it's an issue.
All right, so I have another question. Are you going to be relaxing the parking restrictions on?
We'll review it.
on
Right now,
Concourse?
no. Right now, no. Right now, it's really meant for the bicycles, and it's meant for the walkers. And again, if people want to park by Walker Beach and walk over there, they can do that too.
I think Walker Beach would be a better spot for the bench and the.
Again, it's an underutilized piece of village property, so, you know, the Rising family, who's lived on the canal for 100 years and has been contributing to the village since then. The family had asked a request for this. They had 80 people sign a petition for it, so I don't see any reason being against it.
Well, you're actually putting the bench in my backyard.
Yeah, we're just going
We don't
on.
want to get into that. That's a different issue. It might have been voted on. Let's progress.
Yeah, there's really nothing else to discuss. No, there really isn't nothing else to discuss.
So this is something you're going to do?
Yes,
Okay,
100%.
so what would your advice be to me, to hire an attorney?
I said that to Mr. Graham before, yes.
We've said that to you multiple times, to hire representation. Every survey that we have shows that piece of property as a continuation of the road that was done.
It's not a continue, you know, it's not.
It is, but it's,
The road never continued.
we sent you, hold on, we sent you copies of all the surveys since 1927. And everything from then shows up, if any time, so do you want us to continue the road to the end?
Whatever you like it. It's dirt, it's not a road.
It's a paper road.
All right, so.
Again, this is a dead subject. You had last month to do it, we gave you a month to respond, we didn't hear anything.
No, we
from you.
responded to you, but you were very arrogant about it.
Yeah, I said, talk to the lawyer, and the lawyer's advice
So
there
now,
was to get
you got
one.
my wife very upset, she has to get a lawyer and everything?
Yeah,
All right, so,
100%.
Well, actually, Ms. Kramer asked me, I asked Ms. Kramer, she was going to have her title company do an analysis. So I asked Mrs. Kramer to please do that and forward that to me. No, I'm waiting for it. I haven't received it. I respectfully, I agree with the mayor and the analysis. I talked about it with the building inspector. I looked at it myself. It's a village problem. But I haven't agreed anything that.
We're not bothering about the village property or anything like that. I don't want all these cars, all the cars down there. You know,
Well, we
it's
said we weren't
It's
relaxing.
noise, it's pollution, it's the lights, it's the traffic. But you don't care about that.
I really don't at this point.
You don't care. Well,
I don't.
I care about it because I live there.
Well, great. You choose to live there. There's problems that everybody in this village has an issue with something in front of their house.
Right.
If we would try to stop everything we do to resolve all those issues, nothing would ever get
All right,
done.
so-
You have a beautiful piece of property, that's great. You have a village piece of property right next to you, and right now, it's going to be named.
All right, so what do we do about the people that park there?
Well, if there's someone parking illegally, you call code and they'll come down.
Well, code and they'll come down, but they're very non-existent to code. They don't answer the calls.
Oh, I don't know what to say.
So what should I do? Should I report it? And should I keep a log on this about
Sure.
who comes down and who doesn't come down? I have a man coming down 6 o'clock every morning, slams his car, wakes up my dog, wakes up my wife. We have people coming down there parking, using it as a bathroom.
Yeah,
And there are people coming down using it as a lover's
the issue is
lane.
resolved. I gave you guys a fence, right? You didn't appreciate that. You don't appreciate anything we do. So right now,
There's the fence.
right now, I don't care.
I know you don't care.
No,
You have a bad attitude.
it's a done issue. It's a done issue. Yeah, I have a bad attitude because we had to listen to you guys BS the last months and months. Every time we say, give us some legal documents, get some legal representation, and you don't do it. All you keep showing me is pictures how 50 years ago there was a little...
reputation for what?
For what?
To prove
I
what?
don't need legal representation. We know it's our property.
To prove
It's
what?
being named for the Rising family. The deal,
I'm
it's
all
over.
for naming it for Rising Family, but it should be going to Walker Beach or the park over.
Well, that's your opinion.
It's my opinion. It is.
Great, thank you for
All
your
right, so
opinion.
now, we're gonna have a million phone calls and a lot of problems now, because there's a lot of traffic and stuff.
Well, let's see what happens.
That's what you wanna have?
Yeah,
Okay, that's fine.
I'm not picking up the phone. So,
Okay, go on.
yeah, thank you. That's it. You had a month to bring this up. You had a month to put everything in writing. You had last month to discuss it, and nothing happened. So the issue's done. As far as we're concerned, it's done.
You know, it's a VE and an ecological zone out there too, right?
No, I don't.
No, you don't know. Well, there's major storms coming in, you're gonna put a bench there.
Yeah.
Now, when I first moved there, I graded the whole place because the place was a disaster, and the bulkhead was a disaster.
No, we appreciate it.
Yeah, and now I keep up with it. In the last 8 years, I've kept up. I filled in the bulkhead, I planted erosion-proof grass back there. I'm gonna stop. You guys can take care of it.
Thank you. We will.
I mean, you won't because you don't take care of anything down there.
No, I
Have you
don't.
seen the walkway down there?
Yes.
It's a
It's
disaster.
done, Mr. Kramer. Because we have other legal issues. If you want us to push, I'd be happy to do that. Okay?
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you very much.
All right. Anybody else? Oh, that's this. All right. Each year at the canal, once the middle of August comes, we reduce the price. So make a motion permission to discount the mooring rate to half price, 25 per foot for resident, 40 per foot for non-resident on August 15, 2025. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Make a motion to appoint Thomas Snyder as returning lifeguard at the rate of $17.50 an hour. Make a motion to appoint. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Appoint the following new lifeguards at the rate of $16.50 an hour. Jack Madison, Mae Murphy, and Matthew Moshon. Okay. Make a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Approve outdoor public assembly for applicant Brian McGanaway for the Bay Shore Rotary Club to hold a snapping tournament on Friday, September 5th from 3 to 8. Make a motion to approve. This is at Gilbert Park. They do it, they've done it for like the last 4 years. We have our tournament on the 20th. They have theirs later. Make a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Approve outdoor public assembly applicant for Lenore Mulcahy and Derek Yee to hold a yoga event to benefit the pancreatic cancer research at Walker Beach on Sunday, September 14, 2025, from 9:30 to 11:30. Make a motion to approve. All those, guys, a second? All those in favor? Approve outdoor public assembly for Northwell Health Great South Bay Run in the Village on Sunday, September 27, 2025, from 7:30 to 11, with a fee of $575 to cover costs. We make a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Approve public assembly for applicant for Lenore Mulcahy and Derek Lee to hold a Let's Garden Foundation Pancreatic Cancer Walk at Walker Beach on Sunday, October 5th, from 2025, October 5th, 2025, from 9 to 12:30. Make a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. We don't close any of the streets or anything when you do the walk. They get about 50 to 70 people, and they just stay to the side of the road, so there's no cost for the village on that. Everybody in their package has the treasurer's report, so I make a motion to approve the treasurer's report and abstract. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. Before I open up to the public, does anybody else have anything? Okay, great. I make a motion to open it up to the public. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right. Anybody who has anything, please raise your hand, state your name and address, and we'll go from there. Anybody else? Donna?
Can I go to the podium?
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. We don't have a microphone on the podium, so it might be hard for them to hear back there, but they can move up if they wish.
I'll try to move out of this.
Thank you.
I will try to be as brief as I can. Am I loud enough?
You're loud enough to us. The people in the back might have to move forward if they
I'll
want to.
talk a little bit louder then. I'm finally here this evening to address this board about my serious concerns regarding our bright waters lakes. Not only was this the hottest summer ever that I recall, it was the noisiest summer ever because of the constant cleanup efforts on the lakes. I thought the board might have sent us updated messages about the progress with the lily pads dilemma, but we didn't receive any. I called the office frequently just to ask questions to no avail. So what I'm asking tonight is, who is really in charge of the lakes?
Well, I'm in charge of the village. Pat Boston is part of the Lakes Committee, so. if you
So
have
it's the
issues-
Lakes Committee, which Pat was there years ago, and you're on the committee also?
I'm in charge of everything in the village, so if there's something you want to direct to me, I
Okay,
may.
I do. I'd like to know.
Okay.
I'm very concerned about all the work that's being done there and whether lily pads are actually being removed. How do you know if they're being removed? And the impact on our Lakeview East, and the fact that we have this machinery that comes out every day and goes through the lake and dredges up twigs, and I don't know if they're dredging up lily pads, I don't know what they're doing, but they position that equipment in front of our house. It was there this morning at 9 o'clock, it was there this evening when we came here. I mean, we just cannot live with that appearance forever on the lakes, and we have it every day. Okay. You're in charge, and Patrick is in charge, so that's fine.
Well, the trustees all have input on everything in the village also. So anything,
Right.
anything I'm responsible for when it comes to it.
Okay, but my question is, there has to be guardianship, and the venue is disappearing on the lakes now. We can, I know, John, I know this is a dilemma, but we just cannot have workmen on that lake day and night, you know, doing whatever they're doing. It's getting to be a problem. The mechanical harvester, he is there most of the week. Sometimes he comes at 8 o'clock. I know he's only supposed to be there at 9 o'clock. And when he starts dredging up all the garbage, it's sticks and debris, and hopefully, I'm hoping he takes up lily pads. How do we know he's getting lily pads? I'm naive enough to ask you, how do you know he's getting lily pads, or just all this garbage that I see every day?
Let me finish up. I want to let you finish, and then I'll
Oh,
respond.
I'll continue that,
Yeah,
okay.
I'll respond when
Okay.
you're done.
Today he came in clean, and the piles of debris were there, and they had accumulated, and they're on the edge of the lake, and they're on the road across from our houses on Lakeview East. And then what happens is tomorrow they'll move it to the corner of Lakeview Avenue South and bring one of the trucks down and transfer all the garbage from there to Lakeview Avenue South. This is the ritual that goes on all the time. We've had this the entire summer. It's very noisy, and it's just unsightly, let's put it that way. The harvester, to my shock, they told me, because Patrick, you remember 3 years ago, you tried with Phil Boyle and the New York State government and whatever to find out what grants we could do and whatever. They told me that the harvester cost us $100,000 last year. Could that be possible?
Yes.
It was that high. I'm not familiar with the equipment. So it's getting its work, that's for sure. But my question is how you'll answer at the end if it's turning out well, okay? It's impossible for us to continue to live this way. We have to face it. This cannot go on. A couple of weeks ago, we had a marathon at Lakeview Avenue South. It started there. I don't remember what was the charity. But that day, 9:30 in the morning, we had a private landscaper. It was,
Giovanni.
yes, it was Giovanni. They came at 9:30 in the morning, and I ran out because they had 2 huge trucks. The marathon was just going to be completed, and I didn't think we were allowed to do landscaping in the village on Saturdays. I guess I was wrong. Are we allowed to have
Yes.
landscapers?
Yes.
Oh, it is. Years ago we didn't though, but now are you allowed? Okay. I called up code enforcement, there was no one there, which is fine. I called up the office and there was no one there. So I went up to them and I asked them not to do it. They said no, the village had given them permission, so I accepted that, okay? So they pruned from 9:30 in the morning till 4 p.m. at night. They had about 8 people with them. They did a thorough job. And my question is, why are we using a private, expensive landscaper instead of our highway department? I know our highway department. I'm here since 1974. I know the young kids. I like them. Why are they not being used and we're using a private, expensive, a well-earned, but an expensive landscaper? Am I allowed to ask that?
Yes, I'm going to answer everything. I
Or-
can answer everything you're
Take
asking.
care of this now.
All right.
Take care of this one now.
So, a couple things. One is the hierarchy of the Lakes Committee is John is the mayor. He's the executive of the village.
Mr. Luke, I'm sorry.
John is the executive of the village. He's the mayor. He's the authoritarian. As a village trustee, he appointed me to build a Lakes Committee. What I did was I put 3 people as heads of the Lakes Committee. Peter Judge Jr. is actually running that committee. He's working with a company called, I'm forgetting it, but they're an environmental company. Every year we seed fund them between $25,000 and $30,000 to help restore the lakes. What they're doing is they're putting in drain baths so the runoff is flowing into the lakes. So we have a plan. The second is we've had the committees for probably now, between people, myself and others, for like 5 years, maybe 10. We had that one on the, we had cocktails on the bridges one year. So we've been putting a plan in place, and now we're executing on that plan. Part of that plan was to remediate the lakes. We can't drain them. DEC said to us, if you drain those lakes, you have to test the soil. If you test the soil, it's going to be contaminated. Every lake on Long Island is contaminated. If it's contaminated, then we have to remediate it. That's millions and millions of dollars. So we can't do that. We looked at other things, and the only thing that the DEC is allowing us to do is to use the boat.
Or the chemicals.
Or chemicals, which we used a couple of years. The chemicals, I don't know about you, but I really like to put chemicals into a lake that goes into the Great South Bay. And so, and the chemicals didn't really work. So last year, unfortunately, this board was struggling with the budgetary issue. So we didn't really address the lakes. So this year, the lily pads are the worst they ever been. And we are taking them out. We've taken out over 90 tons. 90 tons of lily pads. The good news about that is that it goes to our compost facility, so it's not going into a landfill. That's the good news. The bad news is because they're so embedded and they flowered last year, it's going to take a while before we get to a point where we're going to be able to kind of maintain it where we want it. We unfortunately started too late. That was because the company that we were told they were going to train our guys, then they told us they were going to charge us, so we had to wait a month. So we got a late start on that. As far as the Giovanni and the trimming around the lakes, the DEC had specifically told us we were allowed to create windows so that people can look at the lakes. We weren't allowed to clear cut, which we did not. We have 6 DPW people. 5. And they are allowed to take vacations. They have a lot of good vacations. So sometimes we have 2 people with those, sometimes we have 3 people. They like to take vacations like everybody else in the summertime. So we run very, very thin. For us to hire another DPW worker would cost the village probably about $100,000 with all benefits and pension and everything else. To have another company come in and get it done within a 5-day period seemed like the most reasonable thing to do. Get it done, get it cleaned up, so the residents don't have them there all. Our DPW guys were to do it, they'd be there for the whole summer. So the noise complaint you have that the whole summer. So I feel that was probably the best use of funds, best way to get it done. As far as worker, anybody that works for our government, the Village of Brightwood, they can work at 5 a.m. We are allowed to employ them to work at our will. So they don't apply to the same time frames as landscapers because they are contracted by us. So just so you know, we try to mitigate the noise and disruption. The boat being on the lakes, well, that was my decision because they were destroying the banks of the lake. So I asked them to just leave the boat in there instead of pulling it out every day. I said, is somebody going to come down here and steal this thing? I mean, I hope not. But instead of it going in and out and having a big truck pull that thing in and out every day, leave it in there for a couple days to move it to another lake. We're going to be there all summer. I hate to say that to you. I'm not going to lie to you. We're going to be there all summer, probably into early fall, well, probably in September. Because now as they start to die off, we really want to get in there and get the roots and as much of that stuff and get out of there so next year it's not as bad. So, yes, Chris?
14 days.
14 days more?
It was 14 days with everything else. That's it. It's like 14 days, 14 days ago.
Okay. So I hope I answered all your questions. I know they're probably not the answers you want, but there was a plan put in place, and we're working on 3 phases of this. One is clean it, to remediate the lake lily pads. Second is to remediate the banks so that we have less runoff, so that we have good vegetation. And the third is to make it aesthetically pleasing to the people that live around there and people that walk around there, so they can enjoy the lakes. I hate to say this, you're the first person that's complaining about it.
Well, like they said.
I understand that. I understand that. I mean,
You
I
see
will.
it
I
day
will.
and night. They start at 8 a.m., they don't start at 9, and it's there all the time. I want to ask you something else, okay? The fellow that is in charge of that harvester,
It's right behind you.
he told me, see here, he was very nice. He told me that he is a volunteer. So that means that he doesn't know what's
He's
going
not.
on.
We couldn't have a volunteer because of legal issues. I tried to volunteer. I tried to go in and I was told I couldn't. He's contracted with the village.
Okay, so he's not a volunteer.
No.
Okay, so.
Chris, I'm sorry, you wanted?
Yeah, so just one thing that we've taken into account. One day you come up and you know, you had a legitimate concern in regards to the trucks and the backhoe being there. And the reason why we had the truck and the backhoe there is because we were dumping 5-6 times they were picking up the pile a day. to the question about it, is it working? Well,
Are you taking up the lily pads? That's what I'm talking
yeah, that's the brown stuff that's you see it in the pile. And the thing about it is, you can tell that they're thinning so much that you know how many hours I'm out there. I'm out there a lot of hours. I'm only making a pile that's picked up once a day now. So we're only getting about 20% of what we did before. And because of that, we took your concerns into account, and you don't see the dump truck and the backhoe parked in front of your house anymore.
Well,
Because that was
there last week too. Right,
Well,
so I'm
that-
not measuring every day, but it's
What
there
I'm
a
saying
lot.
is that we saw that could be intrusive, especially with you being on a corner house. So we said, you know what? Let's not have the trucks there, and we'll only come at either at the end of the day when they kick off 3 o'clock or whatever they get ready for it, and they'll pick it up. Now, it's not as efficient with the lily pads being so thin. So I have to actually drive more because they're thinner. So my hours overlap their hours. That's why you see a small pile at the end of the day, because they go home and I'm still working, and then they'll pick it up first thing in the morning or let it go. So for example, I did the upper today. Tomorrow, we're going to be into Mira. We've only been in Mira 2 days. We've been in the upper 14 days. So John has a report, and you ask, is it working? It's working.
It's still
Just get
there.
back to we only have 5 guys, where they used to have 8 or 9 guys all
Right.
the time. So we sub out the cutting of the things around the lake, all the bushes and all. We sub out some lawn cutting to Brightwater's landscaping. They cut by Walker Beach, they cut Gilbert Park, they cut by the library. So any of the open fields that would take our guys a lot of man hours, we've now subbed it out to the bigger companies with the bigger machinery, and it's more efficient. While our guys are doing the finesse stuff, the canal, the park, by other places, they're working on that. But what Pat is saying, during the summer especially, if we have 5 guys in, it's like a miracle, because the guys are entitled to their vacations.
If you don't mind, I'm going to ask someone I know who will, I know someone for years. And I'm always under the impression that I feel they don't get enough work, and that bothers me. Especially when I love Giovanna, he does great work, but I always give us priority with that. So I'm going to do something every Saturday.
But they definitely, every morning, so, I mean, you go outside of Brightwood, you see trash on the roads. You don't see trash on the roads in Brightwood, because every morning they drive around the village. When it's a bad storm, there's branches down there, picking up branches. There's trash cans all over this village. They pick up the trash every day, twice a day. So yeah, they definitely have work to do. Every morning right now, they're down at Walker Beach clearing out the seaweed every day.
As long as they're well taken care of.
They are taking, I mean,
I
I think the village is in the best shape it's ever been. Myself personally, I think the village is like,
Well, not the lakes, but maybe the rest of the village.
so I mean, that's going
But
to be a problem as well.
this is abuse of our particular street, and it just never goes away. And the noise is there morning, noon, and it's always there. Chris is a very nice man, but the bottom line is we're forced to have it. Now, my next question is, have you been in touch with New York State again about all this program, all the resolutions or whatever? Are you still in touch with New York? We have a different state senator, Alexis White. Have you been in touch
I've been in touch with Alexis, yes, and Alexis White and I are very much in touch with
Okay, good. So are you beginning to find out about other opportunities we could be doing, grant-wise or whatever, so we don't have to spend $100,000 on all
But you know,
this
she's
stuff?
the minority in the Senate, right?
I know that, but we still
she's,
can get
yes, so
money.
she does help guide us where we can find monies from when they're available to us, but we have to get the Democratic Senate on our side and certain things. So I try not to play politics. I'm a registered independent.
No, but she's a
But-
good friend of
But
ours.
the reality is
She'll do a lot for us.
it's what she can.
Yeah.
What she
But
can.
you're reaching out to her, that's what
Yes,
I'm
I mean,
asking.
I saw her last month.
Okay, I want to mention one more thing before I conclude. You were prepared with the answers. We have so much problem with the Canadian geese. It's no one's fault. It's just the problem that it is. And I remember when Mayor McNulty was here, so rest in peace. He, a couple of years, tried the
Cold. He had them cold. They gathered them up and killed them. Yes, they did.
No.
Yes, they did.
Well, the eggs.
No,
Oh,
the actual geese.
I'm
Donna,
talking
finish what you just said.
I'm talking about the colonies. I remember that.
Oh, the dogs?
Right? Yes, the dogs. And that's used by many villages on Long Island.
We use the dogs at Gilbert Park and Walker Beach.
How did that turn
It
out?
works out fine because it's fenced in areas.
Yeah.
If we had them around the lakes, they would just jump into the water and then come out when they're.
Have you done research on this?
The people they've told us don't waste our money. The people that we have doing the village now, who do Gilbert and Walker, said if we had them at the lakes, they'd run around the lakes and they would just jump in. They're not gonna. Their dogs can't go on your property,
No, I
so they clear the roads. Where are the geese gonna go?
I'm gonna look into that.
If you could look into it, I'd be happy to hear.
I know other villages that are using it successfully.
You have a solution, I love it, because I walk around there all the time and I gotta keep my dogs from eating
Yeah.
that goose poop.
Yeah.
If you have other villages too, Jeannie and them would be happy to look into it also.
Yeah, I will do my homework on that. I
You
don't
know.
know. And I'll call up Alexis and see if we can get going here. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Anyone else? Anything? Joe?
Joe Burris, 216 Lakeview Avenue East. John, I was just curious how much, Patrick, I guess, how much have we spent so far on Chris's salary?
You know, I don't think we've gotten a bill from Chris yet.
No, yeah. No, well, Nicole was working on this actually today, but she went home sick. So I'll have it for you tomorrow, the next day is when she comes in. I'd be happy to send out a full report.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, I asked her last week, she was working on it today, and she went home sick. So Jeannie, thank you, Jeannie, for stepping in. But I will have it the next day or so, and I'd be happy to share that, okay? Anybody else? Okay, make a motion to close, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Oh yeah, what, you guys, you have a calendar?